and just take in what you want to take in, and then close your eyes and just start to breathe. And as you're breathing, just notice how you're feeling today without judgment. Notice what about that picture, that image of the snow and the trees and the sun. How did that feel to you? Doesn't have to be positive. You could be honest. And then just stay open to what I'm going to read to you about what wintering is. Wintering is nature's way of regenerating before spring comes. Leaves and seeds drop into a nourishing winter blanket, a decluttering that allows space for new potential. The focus shifts inward and downward, whilst above ground is dormant. Deep nourishment is taking place underground. Seeds gestate in the cold darkness and prepare for rebirth. Winter is this wise midwife of spring, nature's pause before the great push. It's a time to find the energy in our roots, the sacred transformation happening in the deepest parts of us. And this deepest transformation happens with deep rest. Wintering is not about doing nothing, but about letting the hibernation be all about regeneration and renewal, bringing deep rest and change. So sit with this breath, sit with this moment, that what if wintering was welcoming the calm, was allowing yourself to have to hibernate and get cozy. And then think about what it is that you would like to sit with in this winter month that's possible to have this potential push in the spring. Thinking about appreciating this slowing down of winter. Oftentimes we are feeling like winter gets in the way of us doing things because the snow is too much, or the ice is too much, or it's too cold. But maybe instead of looking at it like that, it's like maybe it's an invitation to slow down. Maybe it's an invitation to just stay home and read a book. So just as you feel your next breath, allow an appreciation to begin to cultivate with this idea of wintering. Imagining what is below the surface, what's below the surface that nobody can see, that you're manifesting or that you're hibernating with or stewing with, that you want to enjoy being slow. You want to enjoy rest. You want to enjoy taking things off your calendar. You want to enjoy having simplicity. That's what winter is calling us to do. So now take a deep breath and choose an audible exhale that feels nourishing, like And then gently let your eyes blink open. Now I'd like you to focus more on this image. In this image, we're going to take a journey in our minds. We're going to do a guided imagery with this image. Like in the snow here, you can see these footsteps. And in our guided imagery, you're going to be making your footsteps in this wintry, calm scene. So in today's guided imagery, we are imagining that we're dressed perfectly. If you know me, I wear snow pants all the time, everywhere I go in the wintertime. So that's another way of enjoying winter is prepare for the cold. So getting snow pants, getting the warmest jacket, getting whatever you need to enjoy being outside in the snow. So now, preparing in your mind how you've geared up for this guided imagery, close your eyes, settle back into your breath, and notice what you're wearing. If you are walking in this scene, just notice what you're wearing. Are you wearing your snow pants, your boots, your warm jacket, and your hat, and your gloves? And the sun in this image is just shining on you with just enough warmth. And then just imagine you're walking slowly through this snowy scene. And as you're walking, notice what sounds you hear. This could be any wintry scene that you love. And then notice the details of winter that call to you. Like it could be a tiny little patch of snow on the trees, or it could be the sparkle of the sun coming off the snow. Or it could be the crackle of each step in the snow. Even realizing the feeling that you have with that cold, crisp air into your body. And then as you're walking, create the perfect wintry scene for you. Maybe it's you found a place where there's a fire, somebody's offering you hot chocolate. Because in this scene, you are not cold, you are loving being in nature, comfortable and warm. Maybe you're even with more people, or maybe you're by yourself. And just stay there enjoying what it feels like to be holding your cup of hot chocolate, looking at the fire. And then as you're sitting there in your beautiful scene, I'm going to read again, wintering. Wintering is nature's way of regenerating before spring. Leaves and seeds drop into a nourishing winter blanket, a decluttering that allows space for new potential. The focus shifts inward and downward. Whilst above ground is dormant, deep nourishment is taking place underground. Seeds gestate in the cold darkness and prepare for rebirth. Winter is the wise midwife of spring. Nature's pause before the great push, a time of rooted energy, a sacred transformation, of deep rest and change. Wintering is not about doing nothing, but about regeneration and renewal. Stay with your breath. As you feel your next breath arrive, allow yourself to feel being back where you are, seated. And notice if you had a little bit more of an appreciation for winter, or maybe not at all. Just check in with, how do you feel? How does your body feel? What is your mood about this idea of wintering? And then gently let your eyes blink open. And blink a few times to look back into your space. And I'd like to check in with everyone. I want to hear, what does this experience feel like to you? Does your idea of winter, or has it changed? Or tell me how you feel about wintering. It doesn't have to be positive. You could write it in the chat, or you could unmute yourself. Just tell me what your idea of wintering feels like. Gives a new perspective and renewal, Andrea said. Yeah. Anybody else? Relaxing, tranquility, yes. Leslie, yeah, a reset. Andrea, peace. Angela, relaxing. And Daria, I like the thought of allowing the deep roots to nourishment during the resting. Yes, it gave me a positive outlook on winter. Yes. Clarity, a reminder that it's okay to slow down in winter. Olivia, yes, that is a big part of winter, is that people get frustrated with having to slow down, when honestly it's like this, the earth is telling us, come on, you need to slow down. And Emily says, currently I'm not a fan, but I do like the idea of renewal and growth. I love it, Emily. And Olivia says, winter is actually my favorite time of year, so I've always looked forward to this time. Nice. Emily, another Emily, intentionally slowing down. Absolutely. Okay, so now in winter, let's hear, what is your favorite, um, so there's this word, oh my gosh, hygge, Hugee. Okay, and I'm obsessed with it. It's a Danish tradition of coziness. So in winter, we are actually kind of forced to be cozy, right? This is actually a part of wintering well. So tell me what you do for coziness. It could be anything. It could be, I wear my snow pants. That makes me feel cozy. Love hot chocolate, all the things. So share, what is it that's your go-to? Heated blanket and hot tea, Brandy? Yes. Warm socks. Yes, alpaca socks. I love that. Have electric blankets strategically placed everywhere. Yes, a fire and tea, Austin says. Oh my gosh, yes. Um, Olivia, winter mornings, the sounds of the crows, crackling fireplace. Oh my gosh. a personal mini heater and blankets, lamps and candles, quilts, candles, hot tea, reading in my chair. Oh, yes, with the cozy socks, cuddling with animals, and sweatpants. Oh my gosh. Now, does that not all sound amazing? Yes. Weighted blanket and more blankets on top, candles, hot drinks, and sweatshirts. Okay, so here's the thing. You know why we might be resistant to winter is because we don't give ourselves enough time to be doing all these things. So what if this winter you planned it? You planned that Sundays from 2 to 4, that's what you're going to be doing. um, is you're going to be wintering. You're going to be doing all these things that you love, maybe journaling, trying to embrace the season that our bodies are naturally aligned. Our bodies are naturally aligned to the seasons. And when we resist a season, we are resisting all the growth, all the refinement, all the goodness that can come from it. So instead of, and I do this too, instead of us focusing on how winter is not awesome, we could try for this winter to focus on what is amazing about winter and taking an honest inventory of what it is that we want to rest with. What change do we want to sit with and sit longer with? What transformation do we want to see in the spring that we can use this time to slow down and nourish ourselves when we get cozy and just be here? Andrea said, I wish I had a window to look out to watch the snow with my family. Currently, the one I have looks at the siding of the house next to me. That would be wintering to me. Okay, yes. So she is yearning to be able to see out of the window. So being out in nature, go out in nature, Andrea. Yes, more of that. Finding beautiful places out in the country and being able to savor the views. I love that. So another part of wintering well is movement. We all have these amazing goals, especially during this time of year because we're ramping up for January, but we're also going from holiday event to holiday event. Everything is crammed in, right? We're crammed in to get it all done before the holidays or before break or before the new year, whatever it is. So listening to that frenetic energy and making yourself realize that, wait a minute, wintering is about slowing down. But at the same time, we also want to move our bodies. So when you think about walking out in the cold, who loves to be out in the cold walking? Raise your hand or send it in the chat. Okay, some of us do, like I do too. But here's the thing, if you don't love walking outside or exercising outside, still try to move your body, whether it's yoga, walking, working out at the gym, all the things. Because even though wintering is about slowing down, it is about introspection too. And exercise helps us move away from the frenetic energy and more into our bodies and into the moment. Yes, I love being outside. I do this as my favorite time of year. Yes. So now let's check in with our bodies. It's coming up on cold, and if we're going to have any issues in our bodies because of the cold, we're going to feel it today. So let's try a body scan. In our body scan, we are going to appreciate this vessel that we carry around and figure out what we might need more of to get through these cold, wintry months. So let's try again. Sit back, close your eyes, and settle into your breath. Just notice at this moment, how does your body feel? Does it feel cold or hot? Or maybe your right knee is causing pain or your left shoulder. And instead of wishing it away, decide that your breath is this healing force for today's practice. Your breath is your healing force for your body, for your mind. And bring your awareness first to your feet. I know in winter my feet get cold. So maybe wiggle your toes in your socks and your shoes and take an inventory of what your feet might need this winter. I know for me, I love alpaca wool socks. So what do your feet need this winter as you're relaxing your feet and toes? Maybe it's really cozy, warm boots. Because these feet, they carry us through life, season by season by season. And now coming up to the low part of the leg, relaxing the front and the back of your leg. However, you're seated in your chair, if you could really just try to release any tension or stress or this idea of holding or gripping in your leg. And then the knee joint oftentimes is giving us fits. So for today, how do how do you feel in your knee joint and your legs, top and the bottom, in winter? Do they get stiff? Do they um, have a little bit more pain? And then take an inventory. Well, what do my legs need in this season of winter? Maybe it's a little bit more exercise, or maybe it's warm snow pants or leggings or sweatpants or a blanket to bring to your office or two blankets. As you're resting, give yourself over to the chair. Like let your legs literally fall into the chair completely. Take all of the weight of your legs into the chair and try to soften and relax. And then moving up to the low back. Oftentimes from sitting a lot or just feeling stiff from the cold. How does your low back feel in this moment? And could you allow your breath like it's going right to your low back and expanding that low back area? Then focusing right to the front of that same place in the belly, from the belly button to the low back. Notice your breath into those spaces. And thinking about your torso, the front body and the back body, what does it need or you need more of to stay warm and comfortable? Like someone mentioned too, a heated blanket, or maybe oftentimes we have this thermal kind of shirts that we could wear under our clothes, something that would make our front body and back body more cozy. And when we're warm like that, it won't be such a drastic change from the warmth to the cold. That is oftentimes really hard on our bodies. So think about how it feels to you if you could imagine your favorite cozy shirt or sweatshirt or sweater or anything that would make this winter, if you could have it, better. Or even bringing like a really cozy sweater to your office, to put on your office chair, to always have it available if you need it, or a scarf. And then notice how it feels as you breathe deep into the heart center, into your heart center. Breathe as deep as you can into your heart center. And an audible exhale again, like, and then if you could focus in that heart space and be honest with that question of what do I want to be doing this winter if I'm wintering well? What do I want to be doing? What do I want to add or take away from my life to be wintering well? Notice how your shoulders and neck are feeling. Could wintering well look like having less burden for this time of year and having more simplicity? Moving away from too many obligations to saying yes to very important ones. Maybe even thinking about letting go of perfection in this season and focusing on what really matters. And just allow any heaviness that you feel on your shoulders that it could be just taken off for this moment. And then letting your arms relax and your hands soften. You could even take your hands and place them on your heart or on your navel. And one of my favorite mantras right now in this season of wintering, if we're using this mantra like as our divine love within, the mantra goes like this: I'm here, I'm listening, I'm not leaving. What do you need? You could say your name after, like, what do you need, Krista? What do you need, Leslie? What do you need, Jackie? I'll say it again. I'm here, I'm listening, I'm not leaving. What do you need in this season of winter? And then as you move up to the jaw, trying to relax your jaw, softening in your jaw and your eyes. And just allow that sun in that image, like it's shining right on your face, allowing you to relax in peace, appreciating your body, appreciating this moment. Appreciating the transformations and growth and renewal that happens in this season of winter. And just stay with your breath for a few more minutes, just softening, soothing, and allowing yourself to be just as you are in this moment. As you're resting, I have one more reading. I hope December is kind to you. I hope it gives you clarity. I hope it shows you that not everything needs to be resolved, that peace can be found in the questions, that growth can be found in the dark. I hope December introduces you to a softer version of your own heart. I hope December proves to you that it's never too late to let go of things you no longer want living inside of you. That it's okay to have changed, to have grown, to have walked away. I hope December clears the path for your new beginning, that beautiful things find you, and that you know how to reach for them when they do. I hope December feels like a homecoming, not a place, but to yourself, to a deeper version of happiness, to a hopefulness that pours out of you and into everything you do, to the kind of curiosity that widens your perspective, that makes you believe in more. I hope December is kind to you. I hope it leaves you better than it found you. Now take a nice deep breath in with another audible exhale out. And keeping your gaze down, gently let your eyes blink open and pause. And in the pause, notice how your body feels, how your heart feels, what your mood is, even where your thoughts are in this moment. Without judgment, and so I would love to hear, how do you feel in this moment? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel about wintering? What's happening with you? You can share on the chat or you could unmute. We'd love to hear. Okay, Chanel's very calm and relaxed. New outlook on winter. Really liked what you said about taking inventory. Great. Thank you, Chanel. I'm glad. Olivia feels centered. Emily, content. Krista, hopeful for a chance to slow down and just be in the moment. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anybody else want to share? You could unmute. My next question is, what now are you looking forward to in winter instead of like dreading it? What's some positive that you could call on a day when you're just like, okay, I'm over the cold, over the snow. Where could you go then?
Jackie, I love what you said about just preparing, because I always say that when I always say like the winter doesn't really bother me because when you see me, I'm going to be wrapped up. I'm going to have the hat, the gloves, the scarf, the
Yeah,
layers, the everything. And so it doesn't bother me to have to get out and do things. And I always say if the sun's out, I'm good most days. If it's cold, I'm fine because I'm going to be so wrapped up. But I also love the additional things you talked about, like, having a sweater or like, a blanket or something in your office, like things that help you to nurture yourself when you may feel that tug to complain or be down about it being cold or dreary, just like have that cup of tea ready to go or, get that hot chocolate and whatever. Just kind of think about things that you can do to nurture yourself to help you kind of get through it. So I really appreciated all the
yes.
comments you had about that.
Yeah, that Brandy just said in the message, yes, it makes me want to get a more comfortable coat. Yeah. Um, and yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how can we enjoy the moment, not trying to change it? That's what mindfulness is. We're in the moment, not trying to change it, and focusing on what what it's bringing us. Does anybody have any questions also? So the things that we talked about, I kind of just intertwined it, but basically it's if you need light therapy or you have seasonal affective disorder, then definitely reach out to our mental health therapists and get somebody to talk to, or if you just want to talk about your health, there's Amy and I, or nutrition, we have dietitians, um, or exercise with Move Well. I just want you all to know that we want to help you get through this season of winter, just like you do. Um, Another thing is there's lots of apps like Calm and Headspace, different apps that you can listen to kind of give you that like 5 or 10 minute focus time on something that's positive and encouraging. Sometimes it's reflective and really trying to make yourself be comfortable. I mean, that's the whole idea. Be comfortable and appreciating the break. Um, Oftentimes we're going too fast and we just we don't want to stop. But if you could think about like this is your permission to stop and enjoy just being cozy. Here it is. I gave you permission slip. Okay, so Kyle said, are there any book recommendations? Honestly, the only book that I know about is the Hygge. I'm gonna write it in the chat because it doesn't sound like it is. So Hugge is the Danish tradition for the magical art of coziness. Does anybody else know of a wintering book? I uh, I don't know of an exact one, but maybe I could look one up that I'd probably get some resources from. Um, any other questions that anybody has? I really do hope that we can get through this winter with more ease and grace with all of us. happy to answer any more questions or if anybody has anything more they want to share. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I spelled it wrong. Oh my gosh. See, I told you. Yes. Oh, I did see that book. Olivia. Yes, I did spell it wrong. It's Hyggge. Sorry. Uh, and the book recommendation that Olivia said was Wintering by Catherine May. I have not read it, so but it looks pretty right, like a great book. Um, Mela said my Danish is rusty too. Yeah. So it sounds like hygge, which when I first saw the word, I thought it said higgy, but it's hygge, and it's we all need to live by it. We all need to have more hot tea and blankets and sweatshirts and be cozy by a fireplace. Whether what I used to do on my computer is put the picture of a fire going, and I would have that, and that was satisfying because I didn't have a real fireplace. So we do what we have to do. Any other questions or anything else you want to share? Anybody have anything that they want to share before we move on to the rest of our day? I do want to say this though, is that being in this session, you're kind of in an altered state, so that's not a bad thing, but you do want to go back to your real life with ease. So I always tell people, if you've been in any of my sessions, go outside, even if it's cold, take a few breaths, drink some water and eat some chocolate, and then you're ready for the rest of your day.